This is the Amazfit Active 2 from this year, and this one right here is the older model, the Amazfit Active 1, so to say. And today we will compare these two watches with each other to see what's actually new and better, and let's start right away with the specs and the design. So the first difference that you see is the design. The older one has a square shape and the new one has a round case. On the Amazfit Active 1 we actually get a 1.75-inch AMOLED display with tempered glass and anti-fingerprint coating, whereas the new version has a slightly smaller display with just 1.32 inches but with a slightly better resolution. Also, the overall dimensions have changed a bit. The old one has a 42 by 36 millimeter case and the new one is much bigger with 44 millimeters, which is the reason why it's also a little bit heavier. It weighs in at 30 gram and the Amazfit Active 1 only weighs in at 24 gram. Another big difference are the materials. We have a stainless steel bezel and plastic frame on the new watch and an aluminum alloy and a plastic case on the older watch. So the Amazfit Active 2 only comes in a black colorway with a pair of 20mm silicone straps which have a whole bunch of holes in it for a better air circulation. The Active 1 comes in 3 different colors. There is a black version, one in pink and another one in purple, and they come with a 20mm silicone strap as well. Lastly, you need to know that both are compatible with iOS and Android smartphones and they are water resistant up to 5 ATM. Next, let's compare the battery life of these two watches. And right here, the older Active model is slightly better. It has a 300 mAh battery that lasts up to 14 days on normal usage and 10 days on heavy usage. And on continuous GPS, it will last up to 16 hours. The Amazfit Active 2 has a smaller battery with just 270 mAh and will only last up to 10 days on normal usage and 5 days on heavy usage, but therefore up to 21 hours on continuous GPS usage. The only thing what they have in common right here is that both take up to 2 hours to fully charge. The most interesting part is probably the difference in smart features, and let's start with what they have in common. Both have a built-in mic and a speaker, which means you can use the phone feature on both smartwatches and answer, decline and start calls right from your wrist. Both come with a voice assistant, it's Alexa on the Amazfit Active 1 and you have the Zepp Flow on the Active 2, and I would say both work equally good. You get the standard feature like a stopwatch, there's a timer, alarm, music player and a weather app. You have a Find My Phone feature and on both you can receive messages and notifications, and you can even reply to messages too. Either with a quick reply, you can use an emoji, write your own text on the small keyboard, and on the Active 2 you can also use the Speak to Dictate feature and use the smart replies with Zepp Flow. This one will create custom answers with AI. On both watches you can change the theme style of your apps and you can also change between a grid and a list layout for your apps. One big difference is that the Active 2 has 2 physical buttons on the side instead of just one. With the lower one you will open up your workouts and the upper one opens up the voice assistant. On the Active 1 you only have one button to open up the voice assistant. At least the good thing is that these buttons are customizable and you can connect any app that you have on your smartwatch to those buttons. Both watches come with a ton of watch faces and some are even customizable, but the ones that you get on the Active 2 look a little bit better in my opinion. In addition, you also have an AOD mode on these two watches with different AOD styles. Now something that you can only do on the Active 1 is to customize your quick panel. For that, go to your preference settings and right here you can add some more apps to your quick panel. Therefore you also have some Active 2 exclusive apps like the Pomodoro timer, a word clock, you can do a voice memo, and lastly you can change the watch orientation. By the way, if you liked the video so far, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more tech reviews. You will also find the link to the smartwatches down below in the description. Next up we have the health tracking, and both watches come with almost the same features. They come with an all-day stress and heart rate tracker that will track your different heart rate zones, resting heart rate, and they will also give you an alarm when you have a very high or low heart rate. There is the SpO2 tracker, female cycle tracking and the readiness score, which will tell you how ready your body is for the day. Both have a sleep tracker that will track the different sleeping cycles. You get a sleep score and an analysis, but on the Active 2 it will also track your HRV. Lastly, both watches come with a typical one-tap measurement, but in addition, the Active 2 also tracks your wrist temperature. Lastly, let's talk about the GPS and the fitness tracking, and let's start with the GPS, and the Active 2 is slightly better than the older Active 1. The GPS lines are pretty straight, you have not as many deviations, and it also gets the GPS signal much faster. but if you don't care too much about the GPS, I would say that you can live with both of them. Then both have lots of sport modes like running, hiking, water and winter sports, but on the Active 2 you also have high rock sport modes, and it automatically tracks 25 fitness strength training movements. But again, both watches automatically start some of your workouts like running, cycling and walking. With both watches you can connect third-party Bluetooth devices, and the difference in your workouts are only small, like the animations when you want to start one of your workouts, some extra navigation settings like the navigation view and start point direction or the 3D data mode, which will calculate the moving distance more accurately. And guys, there we have it. So I guess I will see you in the next one. Peace.